House at Blueridge Hollow. Hello, everyone. I hope this new bedtime story is able to aid in your sweet dreams tonight. Play this in the background while your consciousness slowly drifts off. If you enjoy content like this, remember to like and subscribe. Chapter 1: Arrival in Fog. The road to Blueridge Hollow narrowed by the mile. From the city, it was 4 hours of steady descent through pine-soaked hills, valleys thick with fog, and silence that gathered like moss on windows. Then drove carefully. Marla watched the trees fold around them, heavy with mist. Their uncle's will had named them equal inheritors. No explanation, just an address scribbled in brittle ink. Blueridge Hollow. House on the hill. Keep the mirror covered. The GPS died 20 minutes from the gate. By the time they arrived, dusk had leaked into every corner of the woods. The house loomed at the top of the hill, its windows narrow and dark, roof sagging like something burdened with memory. No birds called, no wind stirred. The key turned once, then again, then again. The house opened. Chapter 2: Rooms That Forget. They unpacked slowly. The rooms were vast but crooked, built with a strange geometry. Angles slightly off, corners that felt closer than they were. Dust hung in the air like old perfume. The wallpaper peeled in ornate spirals. At the center of the first floor stood a grand mirror, covered with a crimson cloth. Marla leaned toward it. Ben pulled her back. He said to leave it covered. They found few belongings: shelves of books in a language they couldn't place, portraits with faces too blurred, and furniture arranged for people much taller than them. The kitchen held jars labeled with names instead of ingredients. Harold, Opal, Miss Marvin. They didn't open them. That night, the hallway stretched longer than before. Ben marked a line in pencil beside the door. By morning, it had shifted. Chapter 3: The House Beneath the House. On the third day, Marla found a door behind the linen closet. It led down. Narrow stairs, cold air. Ben brought a lantern. Below the house, another house. Identical layout, but rotting. Mirror images of upstairs rooms, with furniture turned to rot, and vines curling across every surface. The covered mirror stood at the center, cloth sunken with damp. They turned back, but the door closed behind them. They spent hours looking for an exit. As dusk returned upstairs, a voice echoed through the basement halls. "She hasn't seen you yet. Stay quiet. Don't let her remember." Marla clutched Ben's sleeve. They found the staircase again. It was shorter this time, as if the house had less to offer. Chapter 4: The Mirror That Watches. Ben woke in the middle of the night to find the mirror uncovered. He didn't remember uncovering it. The glass shimmered, not with light, but movement, The hallway behind him shifted in its reflection. Too long, too bent, too full of doors. A pale figure stood in the distant bend, unmoving. Marla entered the room. The reflection showed two of her, one smiling, one not. Ben covered the mirror again, but the cloth shrank. Chapter 5. The Journal of Edgar Marvin. A week into their stay, they found a journal sealed beneath a floorboard in the master bedroom. Its cover was stitched in thread that bled between letters. Inside, entries written in obsession. She woke when I spoke my sister's name. She blooms through mirrors. Blueridge was hers long before it was ours. Sketches filled the margins of the house, of tunnels beneath it, of roots that curled into the chimney and whispered when smoke rose. One entry, final, dated years before Edgar's death. If she forgets your face, you live. If she remembers you, you remain. I hear her now. She is behind the plaster. My name is gone. Yours will follow. They burned the journal. The mirror cracked. Chapter 6. Where the Walls Breathe. On the 12th night, the walls began to pulse. Ben stood in the hallway, ears pressed to the wallpaper. He heard breathing, heartbeats. Marla peeled the paper with shaking fingers. Behind it, hundreds of tiny faces curled into plaster, eyes shut, mouths stitched. Names written below each, none they recognized, except one, Marla. It hadn't been there the day before. Chapter 7. The Hollowing. They tried to leave. The front door was sealed, not locked, just gone. Windows faced inward. Staircases led to rooms that didn't exist. Ben screamed through the vents. Something responded. The mirror uncovered itself at midnight. They both saw her. Her face was bladed and soft, petals for teeth, eyes the color of dusk. She smiled, not with lips, with memory. Chapter 8. Dusk Eternal. They do not sleep in Blueridge Hollow, not truly. Ben writes now, short notes, to himself, to no one. Marla weeps sometimes, but even her voice turns to root when spoken. Outside, the woods bloom with ash. Inside, the rooms are full of memory. The mirror remains uncovered. Sometimes it shows the house. Sometimes it shows nothing. Sometimes it watches. There are stories that are told at the edges of maps, of houses built over things older than language, of mirrors left covered not for beauty, but to contain. If you inherit a place in Blueridge Hollow, do not open the jars. Do not peel the wallpaper. And most of all, if the mirror smiles, run.
That's all for this story. I hope this helped calm your racing mind and put you in a sleepy mood. Sweet dreams. See you next time.